Hello everyone, it's Hostage of Europe and Varnilu Fari. Today is Friday, April 2nd, 2021. In this video I'm going to be talking about how they held me hostage here for nearly 7 years and deprived me of everything and won't even provide me with legal aid. Although I have been trying non-stop to find pro bono legal aid in Greece, immediately ever since my illegal deportation from Sweden back to Greece in September 2015, and have reached out not only to all the NGOs based in this country, whether local or international, but have as well made appeals to the Athens Bar Associations, the Court of Appeals of Athens, as well as the Greek Ombudsman. Yet even up to this date, not only I have not been offered any sort of legal aid by any of those organizations, but my situation seems to be worsening day after day. The Athens Bar Association, in response to my appeal for pro bono legal aid, addressed to them on Monday, August 12, 2019, had sent an ambiguous letter on Wednesday, September 11, 2019, without even referring to what they were replying to, or even signing their letter. Something which I had to object to in writing and have them make changes to their letter. However, even their second letter that shows had been drafted and signed on the same day as their first letter didn't come with much clarification as to what they were replying to, although verbally they were clear on not being able to offer me any sort of legal aid. They also never responded to neither of my complaints against Electra, Leda, Koutra, and Maria Chartokili. Although they were supposed to call me in, supposedly to give testimonies against both lawyers, but they never did. At the end, with the direction of one of the vice presidents of the Athens Bar Association at the time, and now an advisor to the bar, Mr. Chartokili's sophism, I was compelled to submit an appeal to the Court of Appeals of Athens in order to seek legal aid there. Consequently, my appeal for legal aid was submitted to the Court of Appeals of Athens on Friday, September 6, 2019, but the court never responded to it. In fact, on September 19, 2019, when I returned to the court to collect their supposed response to my appeal, Mr. Georgios Sinochoritis, who took hold of my letter and was in charge of responding to my request, had ordered the police to remove me from the building, even without giving any explanation. Below I link to a video on my YouTube channel. From the day of the incident. In the Court of Athens, the Castellio Everpison, I had experienced a much horrible treatment over the same matter. In fact, not only I was forcibly, without any grounds, removed from the court, but had also ruthlessly been assaulted by the police while in their custody in the Kypseli police station after being removed from the court. This series of incidents occurred on Wednesday, October 16, 2019. Also, following those physical assaults, which I had to suffer so unjustly, I had submitted a complaint to the Greek Ombudsman on Monday, October 21st, 2019, along with the audio records of the whole incidents, as well as all the relevant documents related to my appeal to the court for provision of legal aid. Yet, even up to this date, the Greek Ombudsman has not communicated anything to me concerning the said complaint. Below, I also linked to a video on my YouTube channel regarding the incident and my complaints to the Greek Ombudsman. This led to submitting yet another complaint to the European Ombudsman on Wednesday, January 29, 2020, concerning the same matters as well as the issue of my prolonged imprisonment in Greece. But while the European Ombudsman seemed to be pretending to have failed in understanding this ongoing and deliberate obstruction of justice and my complete deprivation in Greece, including from legal aid, even when in compliance with the paragraph 3 of the Article 47 of the EU Charter of Fundamental Rights, and also perhaps Article 13 of the European Convention for Human Rights, I'm entitled and should have been offered legal aid without any delay or facing insurmountable obstacles. Wrote on Monday, March 16, 2020, that the European Ombudsman cannot respond to my complaints, and thus I should be looking for legal aid from a number of organizations they had listed and referred me to in their letter. Even when I had already explained it to the European Ombudsman that I had already reached out to all of the NGOs in Greece, which they again pretended to ignore the facts communicated to them and sent me that list. But regardless of all that, I have decided to write again to all those organizations listed on the European Ombudsman's letter, along with sending a copy of the same letter to them as well. The Greek Council for Refugees, GCR, Athens NGO, Metadresse, Equal Rights Beyond Borders, Legal Center Lesbos, and Hellenic League for Human Rights were the organizations listed on the European Ombudsman's letter, from which, according to the European Ombudsman, I could obtain pro bono legal aid. But same as all my previous appeals to those organizations, my emails were ignored and remained without answers. However, regardless, I still continue reaching out to them, even when there is so little chance of getting a response from them. Most recently, on Tuesday, January 5th, 2021, I reached out to all those organizations again and I had as well included the above-mentioned European Ombudsman's letter in my email. Yet still up to this date I have not received any replies from any of them. This was one of the reasons I decided on writing to dozens, if not hundreds, of organizations, many of them international institutions, centers, clinics for human rights, mostly affiliated with universities, as well as dozens of private law firms, all outside Greece. But what saddened me the most is that so far none of my endeavors in these regards have yielded any results, which is yet another trauma on its own. This yet again shows us what these people do to a refugee in exile for over 15 years. Yet, rather than finding safety, stability, or even a sense of protection, not only they took everything from me, and I mean everything, destroyed my life and my future, even my health and well-being, yet, in spite of all that, still no solution seems to be on the horizon. Why? Even if there was, what a future that holds for me after being torn apart piece by piece by these people who robbed me of everything and shamelessly dare to claim to have offered me protection. You might as well wonder, why the hell are they doing all this to me? Do you think they don't know what they are doing? Or perhaps you might think they might be doing it by mistake. You must be gravely mistaken if you think so, because they know all too well what they are doing, and they are doing it not only on purpose, but also because they see and want refugees as nothing more but their own slaves with no rights or whatsoever. Just think about it for a second. How else could you explain how on earth a simple asylum matter like this could have become so much complicated, prolonged for nearly 7 hellish years, even to the point of a life-threatening state? Yet still there seems to be no resolution available to it. With my prolonged imprisonment in Greece still continues, and my resettlement through a joint Kurdish and Persian private sponsorship led to a total failure and ultimately a pre-planned abandonment. I am now seeking justice in other ways to have my dire situation resolved. At the moment, one of the ways you could offer help with this cause and express your disgust and discontent about this ongoing atrocity is to sign and share my online petition with whomever you can. To find this petition, simply go to change.org/Hostage of Europe. Justice delayed is justice denied. In Greece, not only they stripped me of all my resources, as essential for my survival, and took away every shred of my dignity, but seems they wouldn't want to put an end to this ongoing oppression and unjustifiable infringement until they have taken away my life as well. Nothing like this should happen to anyone, anywhere, and no one should be put through a situation like this. This is a dire emergency. Please do not be indifferent and ignorant to what is happening here. And take action now. Thank you. Yours respectfully, Hostage of Europe, Today is Friday, April 2nd, 2021, and this would be it for this video. I look forward to your solidarity and support in whatever ways possible. Please sign and share my petition with whomever you can. And that would be it. Take care. Bye.